morning.
Good morning.
My name is Joel Juarez. Oh, that's a great picture. Well, it's an honor, guys, to be here this morning with you. I like the weather. It's like Guatemala. It's very, very warm and nice. So thank you, guys. As I said before, it's an honor. I want to start by thanking you for being here this morning. I know you've been here before. For some of you, maybe it's the first time. I'm not sure about it, but I just want to thank you for that. Because of people like you, is that we can do the things that we do. I mean, we're all connected. I mean, we're like the body of Christ. Some are the hands, some are the feet, some are doing some other stuff, right? We cannot do things without each other. And that's one of the things that I like the most about being in this place. Some of the staff of Feed My Starving Children have been to Guatemala, and the first thing they do is they thank us for what we do. And we're like, why are they thanking us, right? Because actually it's the other way around. That's how we feel. Like we can do things without you guys. Before I'm going to start talking about some of the things we do, I would like you to see a video. If that's okay with you? Okay? Okay. There's a really sad reality that many people ignore. The Guatemala city dump is located in the middle of the city. Believe it or not, there are around 20,000 people that live and survive from the garbage. Sometimes people don't make enough money for their survival. Normally they make from $1 to $3 per day, and that's not enough to buy food for all the relatives that they have. Many people ask, why is these people in this situation? Well, this has been a generational thing. For many generations, families have survived from this environment. And one of the main reasons is the lack of education. With no education, there are no opportunities. So that's why families have their children and they also go to the dump and try to work on that environment. It's almost impossible for these people to break that chain of effects. 5 years ago, there was a dream, and that dream became a reality. That reality has a name, and the name is Believe Guatemala. We are a ministry that is trying to change Guatemala. We know that there is a big need for education. So what we do is that we provide scholarships to children that are in poor areas. We offer them really good education. We also have an afternoon program where our children can come and we can help them out to develop their skills. It's very important for us to help them out to break those cycles of poverty and lack of education. We believe in them. God believes in us, and we want you to believe with us. We're asking right now to please join us in this journey. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. Together we can make a difference in the life of these children. We can work together, but we need to believe together. Together, we can make the dreams of these children be a reality. Join us and support us. I know we can make a difference for their lives.
I believe.
I believe.
I believe.
I believe. I believe. I believe.
I believe. I believe.
I believe. Would you like to believe with us? Well, guys, that's all. No, that's a video was made some years ago. After that, we had COVID, and it affected us a lot. But it's just by God's mercy that we were able to keep on doing the things that we were doing. The world, as Mark was saying, the world changed, and it's not the same, right? I just want to start with this picture.
And I want you to remember this picture. Just remember this. It's at the end of the presentation. I will remind you about this. This is how it looks, the Guatemala City Dump. There are around 25,000 people that go there every day and they just collect whatever they can for their survival, right? In this place, there are, before 20 years ago, there were children working at the place. And the government tried to just take them out, but it's hard, right? When the need is big, they just try to find a way to go in the surroundings. We started an educational program to help them out. But something very interesting about this place is that in Guatemala, people think about the dump and they just ignore it. The Guatemala City Dump is right in the middle of the city. People just drive around and nobody goes and looks for it. And it's called a red zone. Why a red zone? Because people think it's very dangerous. And when I started working on that place, I remember I used to work at an orphanage, and I was a missions coordinator. I was supposed to go and find projects to develop in Guatemala City. And the first thing they told me was, please do not go to the dump. And I think they said it in English, because what I understood was, you should go to the dump. It was a weird English, guys. It was weird. Maybe British English, I don't know. But when I heard that in my head, I was like, I should go, right? And I did. And I remember seeing something like that on the community where we worked. It was full of trash, dirt, animals, everything. And that was one of those godly moments that that feeling is not coming from your heart, but it's something superior to you. Definitely, I have been a Christian all my life, and I knew it was God speaking to my life when He put a phrase on my heart, and it was, there's a lot of potential in this place. And that word potential that's something that has changed my life. I mean, something small, when you see a lot of bad stuff, like, wow, there's potential. And some people said to me, what did you see in that place when you showed up the first time? And I just shared this story, because I knew it wasn't me. It was God just showing me something. And I had no idea what He wanted to show me. As I started working and getting to know people, I realized how powerful these people are and how important they are for our community. Because these people have many options. They can be drug dealers, they can be thieves, they can be part of a gang. But they are some of the most honest people we don't find in Guatemala. Why? Because they prefer to work on a dirty environment and to do something honest for the children. And that message, guys, when I understood it, was very powerful. And that's when I kind of figured out, that's what God was talking about potential, right? About doing good things with the right people. Can we go to the next picture, please? Well, as I said before, guys, we started with an educational program. We're sponsoring 35 children to go to a private Christian school. We're a Christian organization, and we believe that without Christ, there's nothing we can do. We can have money, resources, and you name it. But at the end of our life, we'll be in front of the judge, right? And either we're with the Lord or we wasn't with the Lord. So the most important thing for us is to have a Christian education. So we found a really nice Christian school around the area of the dump, and we are sponsoring these children to go to school. Then in the afternoon, we have a tutoring program or afternoon program, I think that's how you name it. And actually we work with the children in the morning and in the afternoon. Parents go to the dump around 6 o'clock in the morning up to 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So basically they spend all day working at the dump. So children are most of the time by themselves. So we figured out that, and that's why we started with these programs. But the first year it was a little hard because some of the school reports were like, yes, Joel is falling asleep on the class, or Joel is being a little lazy, or Joel was late, or he's not very happy. And we started figuring out what's going on, right? Then, and this is kind of obvious, but somehow when you are doing certain things, you don't notice certain details. Because sometimes we just take many things for granted. And then we kind of figure out, like, are they eating? Are they having food? Are they being fed? And that's when we figured out, okay, we need to feed these children. And that's when we started with a lunch program. We went to school and the afternoon program. And believe it or not, this is how God works, and it's just beautiful. We were thinking about feeding children, and then we have a board member. She's from Minnesota, and she didn't know about this part. And she was like, "Hey, you know what? I know this organization named Feed My Starving Children. We should apply and try to see if they approve us, and we can receive rice with them, and blah blah blah." And I was like, "Okay, let's do it, right?" And this is a real story, guys. Our paperwork was rejected 2 times. And I'm like, "Hi, why these guys? These guys." I'm kidding. Why they reject our paperwork? But you know, there's something beautiful because I see Believe Guatemala as a small organization. But in front of God's eyes, He sees something different. And I think He put that feeling into the people of Feed My Starving Children. Why? We were applying to be a partner of a partner. So to receive a manna pack from other organizations. And the third time they said, you should apply, but to be a big organization that you can distribute to other organizations in Guatemala. And we did it, and they approved us. So that was the thing, right? And exactly. And I was afraid of this. I was like, what? How are we going to bring a container to Guatemala full of manna pack? I mean, what's even manna pack? I had no idea what was manna pack, right? And really, guys, customs was a nightmare. After some years, we kind of figured out how to deal with them and manage everything. And now it's just a smooth process. But the first one was really hard. And once we received our first container, I remember when we opened our first box and we took our first bag, and I was like, okay, what do we do with this? How do we manage it? Because I mean, I'm a guy, guys. I don't know how to cook, right? So I was like, okay, how do we manage this? And then we were like hesitating, or to what people do we distribute it, or do we cook it for them, or there were so many things we were thinking of how to distribute the manna pack. And honestly, guys, it was hard at first. Can we go on the next slide? Yeah. But people are very creative, and this is all around the world. And that's something that I like about human beings, how God created us. It doesn't matter what country, what language, I mean, it doesn't matter who we are. We are all very, very creative. So we made a competition. That's right, the word?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. This is the Portland, right? Yeah, because I will always make another word, and I always ask, what's the word? It's competition. We made a competition. We made a competition, guys, in the community. And we gave them manna pack. And it was amazing, guys, to see all these ladies coming with their dishes and things. And they did amazing things, guys, delicious things. So we're like, okay, I'm glad we gave it to them, right? They knew how to do it. And you can see, guys, around, like, we have something called horchata. It's like a milk rice drink. Delicious. Some ladies were making rice tamales. And I was like, wow, this is great. And you know, can we go to the next picture, please? You can see the white guy. He's American, definitely, right? He's a really, really good friend of mine from Pennsylvania. And he was with his wife. He has 3 daughters. They're like little girls. And I was like, hey guys, would you like to try the food? And they're like, oh, sure, give it to me. And guys, they love meals. And what's the meaning of all these guys? I mean, it's not only for children in need. I mean, that means that anybody can improve this food. And that is something important about these programs, guys. Part of the meals that are being served at the Guatemala City Dump and within Guatemala, the staff members eat of that food. I eat of that food. You can see, right? But the point of this is, sadly, I've seen places that they make food for children, but when they ask, do you eat of that? No. We don't like that. That's just for them. And that's something that I don't like about certain people that do stuff like that. If your staff can eat of that food, that means that the food you're giving is good food, right? Because sometimes they see other people like they are the poor people. They are the ones in need. We deserve to eat something different. Last month, I was in Minnesota, and I was on one of the packing sessions. And at the end of the whole process, somebody came with something, and they brought us the rice scoop sample. And I was like, okay, I want that. That's the importance of giving Manapack, guys. It's nutritious, it's delicious. I mean, it depends how people cook it, because I think in every country, people have a different taste. But that is very valuable for us as an organization. So people and donors can know that anybody can eat of the Manapack. Moving on to the next one. You can see the smiles of children. You can't fake a smile, especially with food, right? I have two daughters. My youngest, her name is Jael, and apparently she is not Guatemalan because she doesn't like tamales. That's really weird. But I kind of, hey Jael, eat your tamale. And she's like, yes, daddy. She's like this, right? And I always make this kind of joke thing that they don't like very much. Well, like, come on, smile. And they do that. Why am I sharing these guys? You can see the smiles of these children, how happy they are. That means that they really desire to eat this meal. They really want to eat this meal. They go to leave Guatemala very happy, expecting to receive a meal from Manapack, from Feed My Starving Children. So these pictures are real things that are happening just in Guatemala, in one organization. There are many more places in Guatemala, many more countries in the world. The children are being happy because of the meal you prepare, guys. The question is, do you think you're really making a difference? I have an answer for it. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Many times you think like, is this really going to the right place? Is this really making a difference? Is this really feeding people? Yes, it's real. It's real. The fact of me being here makes the whole cycle complete and makes the situation real. I can go back to Guatemala and now I have faces. Because we see Manapack bags, they don't have a face. I mean, there are faces of children there, but not the people who are making that here. Now this is real for me, guys. And I love the fact of being here. I feel honored to be here and get to know you and get to see you and see how joyful you come. That's something that I was sharing with some people yesterday, and well, actually 2 days ago. I told the people of FMSC, how do you hire your people? All your staff members are always happy. Smiling, you have a great staff. And then seeing the volunteers excited, they come when they go into those doors, and wow, it's just a beautiful process. And the most beautiful thing, guys, is every time, before a container is going somewhere, they pray over the meals. And sometimes people can give money, sometimes people just can come just to pack meals. Some people just can go on a mission trip. I mean, we are all called to do different things in different seasons of our life. And that's the importance of for me being here, sharing these guys, because everything you have done, it has been to a really good place where people receive it very well. Well, I think I shared with you, if you remember, some minutes ago I mentioned that at first we didn't know what to do with so many meals, right? So we're like, okay, there are around 25,000 people that come, but there are more people that have meal. How do we do this, right? The first container, it was hard to move the rice. We were just like, hey, we have this product, and maybe you like it, or maybe, you can try it. And people were a little hesitant, right? After the second container, guys, boom, yeah, and I'm being serious about this. Many things changed. God opened amazing doors. I feel, Feed My Starving Children, we have the same heart as Feed My Starving Children, just to be a channel to provide to others. And that's something very important, especially in a Christian environment. Because many people are like, these are my donors, my donations, my things. But that's something we learned from me, Feed My Starving Children, just the power of giving. There are a lot of blessings when you start giving to some others. And that's something that we like to do. We have partnered with other organizations. We like to call ourselves that we're like a bridge for people. We work at the dump, but maybe someone else likes to go to an orphanage or to work in the mountains in a rural area. So God provided amazing partners in Guatemala that they do those things, and we can go and visit certain places. These guys they just went to our storage place, and they started taking many boxes of Manapack that they want to distribute to the areas where they work. Well, this is a real nice story. Before COVID, we had a group from Minnesota that before going to Guatemala, they went to a packing session and they did the whole activity. The week after that, they were in Guatemala. And one of those days, we went to the mountains and we were distributing Manapack. But when they were moving the boxes to go into the mountain, they saw that on the side it said MN, which was Minnesota, right? And then, oh, these are the boxes that we made. They were not the ones, but they had that feeling, right? They saw how everything started and what was the end of the process. And for me, it made sense. That, oh, that's the meaning of MN, right? Because I had no idea what were those letters. They were coming from a certain place. So it was a blessing, guys, for them to see that everything, the hard work they were doing, what was the final destination and the people that it was going to be reached. These are real pictures, guys. We have a place called the Dry Corridor. In Spanish, it's El Corredor Seco. It's not a desert, but it's one of the driest areas in Guatemala. And we have a good friend, his name is Emilio. We can't go to that place. It's like 8 hours away from the city. But God provided a friend that he lives in that place and he works with children like this. And he was like, hey, can we have that product, that Manapack? And we started distributing that to him. Look at this kids. These are, put that from this, These are the same children, 7 months after they were fed with Feed My Sandwich with the Manapack. So, do things change? Yes, they do. Are these real stories? Yes, they are. It's not just something that somebody just coming and telling you about stuff. These are real children, real lives. And I can assure you guys, this is something, mark my words. One day, we will be in heaven, and someone will do like this in your shoulder. And you'll turn around, and there will be one of those children saying, hey, you don't know me, but you fed me. And because you fed me, you can see all those thousands of people that were saved because you fed one. And that's true, guys. You have no idea the potential of the things that you're doing, how far your decisions are going. Your decision to come and back, your decision to donate so other people can just bring the meals to different countries. This is a real thing, guys. You are really changing the world. And I will say it again. We cannot do the things that we do without you guys. We are the body of Christ, and we're all working together with one purpose. And that purpose is to glorify God, to change this world for His name and for His glory. But there's one thing we need to do. We just need to say, hey Lord, I'm available today. Send me. I have a friend also from Minnesota. I don't know, I have many friends from Minnesota. Yeah. Now I have friends in Arizona. That's great. But this guy made me a challenge, and he said, you should pray every day. And just wake up and say, Lord, I'm available today. Send me. And you won't believe it, guys. I started doing it. And God always, he was like, okay, you want to do it? Here's something for you. Here's something for you. Here's something. He always has something for us to do. The only thing we have to do is just to be available for Him. So I'm sharing these guys because you can see the smiles of these children that were dying. They were literally starving, and now their life was changed. Why? Because you were obedient to the calling of God. Maybe you're like, no, maybe not. Maybe it was someone. No, it was you guys. You made these things possible. You are the ones who were called to make a difference in the world. And you're like, yeah, but I'm in Arizona. No, it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what your part has been in this story. Because you did it. And just mark that in your heart, guys. One day you'll be in heaven and you'll feel the finger in your shoulder. Can we go to the next picture? Well, this is another place. We have friends from an orphanage. And they started working at a rural area, and the community name is Jalu. And there's a lot of Mayan people that they hardly speak Spanish. But food is universal, right? You don't need to know different languages to ask for food, right? So these children and ladies, they speak a Mayan language. So it was hard to communicate with them. And these guys started working in this area, and they started giving manna. But the nice thing about this is they were teaching them how to make it with the resources that they can find around their community. And you can see again the smiles of the ladies and how happy kids are. And people like manna and the way it's being made. And you know what's the difference just of a regular meal and these meals is that they're being made with love. And that makes a huge difference. Well, there's another story. Is it okay if I share a story with you guys? Well, so this lady, 40 years ago, she was praying to God and asking, he never got married, but she was like, I would like to have a boy. God, please, I want to be a mother. I want to have that opportunity. And there was this family, poor family, that they couldn't take care of this boy. And they gave the boy to this lady. And she had a vision. And the vision was, I want this kid to grow Christian and to learn English. And she was pushing hard for it. And as the kid was growing, he started like, oh, English? Why English? I hate English. We speak Spanish in Guatemala. And she kept on pushing for that. Why? Because she had a vision. And well, 40 years after that, that kid, well, is speaking to you in this place, and I'm speaking. Thank you, guys. And why am I sharing this story, guys? It only took one decision on a very precise moment of life. My mom was brave enough to say, I'll take the challenge. And the part of having a vision, it changed my life and the life of many. And because I know English now, I can come and speak to you. So it was a good decision. And just the fact of you partnering with Feed My Seven Children, either donating or coming and serve with them, that's a decision that God is putting in front of you. Sometimes we're like, hey God, how can I help you? How can I serve with you? He always gives many options, but we need to be wise on choosing them. And I wanted to share the story with my mom. That's my dog, by the way. You see, it's not me when I was a baby, okay? We kind of look alike. And that's my mom for Christmas, just with firecrackers. So I'm just very happy lady. And one of the most important things, guys, I have a responsibility. These are my two daughters. I need to keep on doing the same thing that my mom did. First, to teach them about the Lord. That's the most important. The English part, that's different, but because I'm teaching, well, they know English, by the way, but just the Christian part. And I have a big responsibility. God put in front of me many children that need to know about Him. But I can't do these things alone, guys. I need you guys to partner with them to help us to distribute manna in different places of the world. Changes are happening, guys. The world is changing. We are making the world change. Something else about my mom, guys. You can see in the picture in the middle. Have you heard about Marketplace? Well, there are many things. I mean, that was another blessing that we have. That after we were receiving containers with manna pack, they said, hey, would you like to start doing some products that we can sell at Marketplace? And my mom was like, yeah, I can do that. But she loved to sew, guys. And she started creating these beautiful products. And then we started hiring some of the ladies of the community, some of the grandmothers and mothers of the children that we sponsored, that they used to work at the dump. Well, guess what? They don't work at the dump anymore. Now they work at home. They have their sewing machines, they're doing some of the products, and now their life is starting to change. It was beautiful to see before Christmas, we received an order of bracelets. And we kind of gave like a certain amount of bracelets to each mother, and we asked them like, hey, if there's something you can't do, just give it to someone else. And this lady was like, yeah, I can do that. But she was excited about making money and income to buy Christmas presents for her children. And just seeing stories like that, guys, that because products like this or a market like this is also changing the income and the economy in families at the dump. Well, do you remember the first picture that I told you? Just remember that picture? These guys are my friends, and I tell them my friends because they are my real friends. They're people from the community that we talk every day, that we make jokes, and that they help us out to just unload the containers when we go to Guatemala. they work at the dump every single day under the sun. It's not only about children, it's not only about women, there are also men involved in this. So they want to be part of this. If you see their smiles, they're happy. They're like, yeah, Joe, when I want to have another container. Oh yeah, I want to help you out with that. I mean, these people are very thankful for the things that we receive from here, guys. I just want to thank you guys for everything you're doing. It's been a blessing and an honor for me to be here today, guys. And God bless you for everything.